If you're currently struggling with chronic fatigue, you've tried the medications, the treatments, and maybe even brain retraining, but none of it helps you recover, then listen up, this video is for you. In it, I'm going to show you how brain retraining helped me recover from chronic fatigue syndrome naturally and how you could do it the right way so that you can start healing today and get back to your high performer self. Now, in case you're wondering why you should listen to me, hey, I'm Jeff and I struggled with CFS for over 3 years, and at my worst, I was bedridden for 3 months. And I tried everything. I tried the diets, the supplements, the meds, the doctors, the specialists. None of it worked. And I was worried I was going to be stuck like this forever. But then I got a mentor who taught me brain retraining the right way. And like anything, I was skeptical, but I gave it a real shot. And within months, everything changed. I was back to work full time, walking over 10K steps a day. I was working out again. I was socializing and enjoying life again. And now, since my old mentor doesn't teach anymore, I feel it's my duty to share what he taught me. So in this video, I'm going to show you how brain retraining helped me recover from chronic fatigue syndrome naturally, because I believe if I can recover, so can you. And we're going to do it on the computer because that way you can both read and listen to it, since that's what I would have wanted when I was healing. So with that said, let's get started. All right, so here's how brain retraining helped me recover from chronic fatigue syndrome. It's literally the number one thing I attribute 80% of my healing to. It's that powerful. So here's what we're going to cover: what brain retraining is and why it works, the key benefits of brain retraining, what is a brain retraining round, what types of brain retraining rounds work best, and then last, how to integrate brain retraining into your daily life. So first, here's what brain retraining is and why it works. Brain retraining is a proven method to rewire your brain and recalibrate the nervous system for healing. It's based on neuroplasticity, which we talked about in the last video, the brain's ability to change and adapt. So why is it so powerful for chronic fatigue recovery? Quick recap, there's a glitch in how your brain and nervous system communicate right now. As a result, you're stuck in a chronic stress response of fight, flight, or freeze. Brain retraining helps you shift out of this survival mode and into the healing state. Basically, brain retraining rewires your brain and shifts your nervous system into a healing state so that your body can finally start recovering at a deep level. Brain retraining is what I like to call the one practice to rule them all. Kind of like our little Lord of the Rings reference for you guys. It's the one ring to rule them all. Well, this is the one practice to rule them all. Brain retraining combines multiple powerful healing techniques into one system. It includes breath work, which calms the nervous system and oxygenates the brain, meditation, which builds awareness and lowers your stress, physiology, which changes the emotional state within the body, visualization, which rewires your subconscious patterns, positive self-talk, which reprograms your limiting beliefs, and then also it includes the placebo effect, which leverages the power of your self-belief for healing. Basically, brain retraining is like a multivitamin for your mind. It combines all these healing techniques into one powerful practice. And if you'd like me to custom tailor your brain retraining program for you so you can overcome chronic fatigue and get back to your high performer self again, then I invite you to apply to work with me one-to-one in the links below. Now let's talk about the key benefits of brain retraining, because when you implement brain retraining, you're going to experience stress and anxiety reduction, meaning you're going to recalibrate your autonomic nervous system, making you feel calmer throughout the day. Second, you're going to experience freedom from negative thought loops. You're going to break the cycle of fear, self-doubt, and overanalyzing, allowing your mind to work for you instead of against you. And next, you're going to experience more energy and mental clarity. By reducing the stress response, your body can shift energy from survival mode and into true healing. Next, you're going to experience stronger confidence and resilience because you'll rewire your inner dialogue to be more empowering, helping you overcome setbacks faster and feel more in control. Next, you're going to feel a deeper sense of peace and empowerment because instead of feeling like a prisoner to your symptoms, you're going to regain trust in your body and your ability to heal. And last, you're going to feel a sense of peace and control. You're going to feel in charge of your recovery instead of feeling like a victim to your symptoms. A bunch of great benefits, right? And I know this works because I lived through it. When I was recovering from CFS, I tried countless strategies, and some helped, some didn't, but brain retraining was the one game changer. Once I learned how to shift my brain out of survival mode and into the healing state, that's when everything changed. So the next thing we want to cover is, what is a brain retraining round? Well, a single brain retraining practice is called a round, and it lasts anywhere from 3 to 10 minutes. So mine that I create for my clients are 4 to 5 minutes each. Now, if you're enjoying a round, you can stay in it for as long as you want. So for me personally, I've stayed in rounds for up to an hour for extra healing. You can think of a brain training round as a workout to rewire your brain and nervous system. Just as physical exercise strengthens your body, brain training rounds strengthen new, healthier neural pathways that support your healing. Next, why do brain retraining rounds even work? Well, your brain is constantly rewiring based on what you focus on. So if it has been stuck in a fight or flight loop, it keeps sending danger signals to your body, making it harder to heal. Brain retraining interrupts that loop and teaches your brain a new, healthier way to respond, one that promotes calm and recovery. And if you want, in an upcoming video, I can explain in detail how rounds work so that you can fully understand and get the most from them. But for this video, we can keep it high level. Next, what types of brain retraining rounds work best? So right now, I'm going to share with you the 5 most powerful types of brain retraining rounds I use to heal. You're going to learn 3 daily rounds and then 2 bonus rounds to use as needed. So let me explain what each of those are right now. So the daily rounds first. Those are relaxation to calm your nervous system, self-compassion to rewire negative patterns, and self-belief round to accelerate your recovery. In terms of the bonus rounds that you can use as needed, those are immunity to recover faster from colds and viruses, and then nonchalance to clear stressful thoughts. These techniques work together to help you retrain your brain, rewire your nervous system, and reclaim your life. Next, let's cover how to integrate brain retraining into your daily life. So how often should you be doing brain retraining rounds throughout the day? Well, ideally, we want you to do 10 rounds a day or more while you're healing throughout the day. Then once you heal, you can drop down to 3 to 5 rounds a day, and then you can stop them completely if you want. Me personally, I still do 1 to 3 a day for the continued health benefits. That said, the benefits you get from brain retraining are permanent, which is awesome. And to make brain retraining effective, it needs to become a habit. So on the next slide, I'm going to give you an example of how to integrate brain retraining rounds into your daily routines. This is what I suggest. So here's an example day of brain retraining rounds. Wake up, so while you're still in bed, do a relaxation round. It's going to take you just 4 to 5 minutes. Then in the morning for breakfast, either before or after, I suggest you do a relaxation round, a self-compassion round, and a self-belief round. This will take you tops 15 minutes, but again, each round is just 4 to 5 minutes, so it could be as little as 12 minutes. Then midday, before or after your lunch, do a relaxation and self-compassion round. This is going to take you under 10 minutes. Then evening, before or after your dinner, do a relaxation, a self-compassion, and a self-belief round. Again, this evening round session will take you less than 15 minutes. And then at bedtime, while you're in bed, as you're going to sleep, do a relaxation round to calm your nervous system, and it'll take just 4 to 5 minutes. In terms of bonus rounds, you can add immunity and nonchalance rounds as needed. You can either sub them in or you can add them as extra rounds. You don't need to be doing these every single day. So why would you want to use an immunity round? It's when you're feeling a little sick or you're about to get sick. These will just completely halt the sickness and make it so you don't get sick, which is awesome, or it'll at the very least lessen the severity and duration of the sickness that you get. So immunity rounds, super powerful, use as needed. Nonchalance rounds, I would argue, are even more powerful. You want to use this when you have a nagging thought that's just looping in your head that you want to get out of your head. So let me put this through an example then. So think about yourself before you got CFS, before you got chronic fatigue. You could probably have a conversation with somebody or get in a fight with somebody, but then forget about it like an hour later, right? Well, now that you're in chronic fatigue and your nervous system is compromised and you're stuck in fight or flight, those conversations that you have or those fights that you get in, they can loop in your head for 6 to 8 hours. And that's not your fault. It's just because of where your nervous system is right now. So that's where these nonchalant rounds really come into play, is if you have one of these nagging thoughts that's just looping for 6 to 8 hours, you can just nip it in the bud by doing a nonchalance round, and it will just get it out of your head. They're so powerful. I've never had to use more than 1 in a day. But when we look at this whole day of brain retraining rounds, this example day, as you can see, half your daily rounds are relaxation. Because when you're in your early stages of healing, this is when we need to retrain your nervous system and brain to relax. This is your biggest problem that we're facing right now. We need to get your nervous system to relax. Now, for the next minute or two, I just want to riff on the differences and importances of the 3 core rounds: the relaxation, the self-compassion, and self-belief rounds. So the first most important round are relaxation rounds. That's why we have you do them 5 times throughout the day at first. They're so important. Why? Because we need to get your nervous system to relax. So let's step back for a second, because I have a lot of people who talk to me and they're like, Jeff, I've tried brain retraining before, but it didn't work for me. I hear you. It's because most people are taught brain retraining wrong. So hear me out on this. Most people are taught that brain retraining is you want to take what you're struggling with and then rewire the inverse of that. So most people think, oh, I have chronic fatigue, so therefore the inverse of that is energy. So I should do energy rounds. And those do exist, but they're not the most powerful round you could do or should be doing. In reality, if we look at the reason of why you have chronic fatigue, it's because your nervous system is stuck in fight or flight. So we need to think about what's the opposite of fight or flight. It's actually rest and digest, or relax. So if we really want to heal the root cause of your chronic fatigue, we need to be doing relaxation rounds. And again, that's why we do 5 of them throughout the day. And if you haven't done them yet, if you start doing them, you're going to feel a world of a difference. So that's why we do relaxation rounds. And we do 5 out of the 10 if you want to heal as fast as possible. The next type of round I want to go a little bit deeper on are self-compassion rounds, also known as self-love rounds. So these are really important because if you've been struggling with chronic fatigue for a long time, maybe even years, then you're going to start to self-loathe. You're going to start to hate parts of yourself because you're not able to do the things you used to be able to do. And that can be so frustrating. And so I know for myself, I really hated parts of myself. And so that's why we need to build back your love for yourself. And we do that through self-compassion rounds so that we can get you back to not just being healed, but back to your nice, optimistic, fun-loving, life-loving self. The last type of round that I want to go a little bit deeper with you on is the self-belief round. These are so key. So again, you want to be doing 2 or 3 of these per day. And these are going to help you build belief in your ability to heal. Because if you've been struggling with chronic fatigue for years, even if you're the most optimistic person, you're going to start having thoughts that, oh, maybe I'm going to be stuck like this forever. I know that was me. Maybe it's you. You know what I mean? And so we need to rebuild your self-belief. We need to make it bulletproof and rock solid that yes, you can heal. We need to build up that belief and that confidence and that hope that you can heal. So again, this is an example day of brain retraining rounds and how you can easily integrate it into your daily life. As you can see, it will take you just 40 to 50 minutes per day. But this is the exact brain retraining schedule I use to heal. And if I can recover, so can you. And again, this is what the brain retraining rounds would look like integrated into your daily life. And yeah, it might seem a little bit intense, but if you came to me and you wanted to heal as fast as possible, this is the brain retraining schedule I would put you on. And then we could then taper it down with time until you're doing just 0 or even just 1 to 3 rounds a day like me. So let's do a recap and talk your next steps. Now you know how brain retraining helped me recover from chronic fatigue. You know exactly what brain retraining is, why it works, the benefits, what types of rounds work best, and exactly how to integrate it all into your daily routine for the best results and to heal as fast as possible. And again, I'd attribute 80% of my recovery success to brain retraining. It's that powerful. So your action step is if you'd like me to custom tailor your brain retraining for you so you can overcome chronic fatigue and get back to your high performer self as fast as possible, then I invite you to apply to work with me one-to-one in the link below. And let's make this the start of your comeback story. I'll see you on our call.